Thank goodness you're here. I, Sam Valentino, private toon detective, was able to get more scoop on why, as of this past February, MeTV Toons stopped rerunning the old Rocky Bullwinkle show. For a while in their time slot, this bumper would play, followed by another show starting.
The distributor of The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle has requested that we pause the airing of the show. We apologize for the interruption, and we hope to have Rocky, Bullwinkle, and Friends back on the air soon.
Well, I found out why that happened. You see, early in 2022, the descendants of Jay Ward struck a deal with WildBrain in Canada to distribute the show about that moose and squirrel, and possibly produce some new content. This may have stemmed from back in 2015 when DreamWorks Animation owned the rights, back when Rocky and Bullwinkle was part of the classic media library, and DreamWorks and Ward Productions co-produced that Mr. Peabody and Sherman animated series for Netflix, with DHX Media in Canada handling the animation production. And they didn't stop there. Even after Comcast bought out DreamWorks Animation, and then Classic Media became part of Universal, in 2018, they produced a Rocky and Bullwinkle reboot for Amazon Prime Video that only lasted one season. And again, DHX Media handled the animation production. Geez, look at some of those designs. I know Rocky and Bullwinkle is known for its bad animation, but in that reboot, I think they took it too far. Well, after a while, since DHX Media merged with WildBrain some years back, in 2019 they decided to adopt the WildBrain name and stick with that. Yes, this is the DHX Media that also produced My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And then they bought and folded Cookie Jar Entertainment in 2012, who in turn similarly bought and folded Deke Entertainment 4 years earlier. They also have a stake in the Peanuts franchise, co-producing new shows and specials with Charles Schultz Creative Associates, and distributing the classic specials on television and streaming, currently exclusively on Apple TV+. Then in 2013, they acquired distribution rights to Ragdoll Productions, creator of the Teletubbies. So that made it kind of funny, given the classic Zach Wolf YouTube poop Arthur and the Teletubbies. Since WildBrain co-owns the first 15 seasons of Arthur PBS distribution. Well, those rights to the J. Ward library from WildBrain had expired on February 2nd. And now is when MeTV Toons had to stop airing the show. They currently air some other programming supplied by WildBrain, including Inspector Gadget and that Alf animated show, and that darn Wacky World of Tex Avery series. And for the Christmas season, they showed the Inspector Gadget and the Hollywood Hounds and Sonic the Hedgehog Christmas specials produced by Deke. And shockingly, to meet the EI requirement, on Christmas Day they ran Caillou's Holiday Movie for 2003. According to MeTV Toons and WildBrain, they are working to get the rights to Rocky and Bullwinkle all settled again, so they can continue running the show. But oddly enough, they still play some bumpers with short clips from the show.
What channel are we on, darling?
You're on MeTV Toons.
Pretty unusual, huh? But there was something I noticed about the Rocky and Bullwinkle prints MeTV Toons showed. They were the late 1990s remasters. The same ones used on these DVD sets, released by Sony Wonder, later Vivendi, back when Classic Media had distribution rights to the series. But on the MeTV Toons airings of these prints, at the end of many of the episodes, a Universal logo appeared. The reason being, because when those remasters were prepared in the late 90s, Universal had the rights to the J. Ward characters, with attractions at their theme parks, along with producing and releasing the live-action movie adaptations of Dudley Do-Right and The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Heck, this book here about the works of J. Ward from 2000, several images featuring the Rocky and Bullwinkle characters carry a copyright notice for Universal Studios licensing. But after those aforementioned theatrical movies bombed at the box office, Classic Media purchased the rights to the J. Ward properties in 2002, and they began releasing the show on DVD the following year. So on the DVDs they don't have the Universal logo, but the broadcast versions of those masters, originally intended for international airings, did. These are also the masters that replaced Frank Comstock's theme music tunes on the first 2 seasons with the Bullwinkle Show era Fred Steiner music, since the Frank Comstock themes are still partly owned by DFS Saatchi and Saatchi, who originally had a hand in the show's sponsorship for General Mills. And that adds another chapter to Rocky and Bullwinkle's rerun history. In 1979, DFS formed the program Exchange. And for a very long time, they syndicated reruns of Rocky and Bullwinkle to local TV stations. When Nickelodeon, later Cartoon Network, and Boomerang reran Rocky and Bullwinkle, they used the program Exchange prints since they were cheap and readily available. And even after Cartoon Network stopped running the show, the series was still rerun in syndication through many local TV stations. Hey, it made good advertising moolah. But sometime after DreamWorks Animation bought Classic Media, and then Comcast bought DreamWorks Animation, that put an end to the program Exchange in 2016, ending Bullwinkle's long rerun syndication life. And now the future of the series being run on TV is in limbo again, with WildBrain's contract with the Ward family expiring, and still no update on what's going to happen. But to be fair, even with all this, all WildBrain really did with Rocky and Bullwinkle was provide the reruns for MeTV Toons as part of their deal with the network, as well as some YouTube distribution. If WildBrain doesn't decide to renew the contract, I guess the Bullwinkle rights could go back to Universal or something, for the 3rd time. I also remember a few weird copyright takedowns on Rocky Bullwinkle from YouTube in the mid to late 2000s that came from Warner Brothers Television. I suspect a bit of foul play there. But that was over 15 years ago. Right now, there are newer mysteries to try and solve. And I think that my deduction about why Rocky Bullwinkle left MeTV Toons are pretty accurate. But keep watching this channel for any more mysteries I uncover, or whatever Zach Wolf decides to show here next.